the Gower Show. How long have you been going to the Gower Show?
I've been going to the Gower Show since I was a kid, about 4 or 5 year old.
Has it been going that long?
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. I wasn't even aware of that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was very young.
So, as a farmer though, why do you go to it now? Because doesn't it interrupt your year rather than...
Gower Show is a place where you meet old friends that you don't see throughout the year, and they all congregate in the Gower Show. It's a wonderful occasion.
So it's a good community thing for the actual farmers and all that?
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay. Does that apply to the younger generation
as
well?
Yeah, the younger ones as well.
Is that because you're isolated on the farms in one way, or...?
Well, there's some people you just don't come across throughout the year.
Right.
But Gower Show, they all turn up there.
So when you go to the Gower Show now, are you showing livestock there, or do you just go as an event?
No, we do take a few commercial things there, calves, a cow and calf, and something like that, and a heifer or something.
Right. So
and even a sheep.
So you're doing that, like, obviously, people like myself, townies, we go there for the dog shows, we like to do all the dog stuff. So when you're doing the competition, what are you trying to achieve from the competition, and how much effort do you actually put into it? Like with a dog, you'd be grooming it all the day before, etc.
Well, it's sort of, we do it really to get something in the show to make it more interesting for people to come into the show. And this cattle, it's nice to see the cattle and the section, although the cattle have been missing back and forth the last few years because of TB.
Right.
And that has been an issue. But when cattle are not in the Gower Show, it's a big difference.
Okay.
It's a big loss,
And you mentioned cattle, so what's the name of the type of cattle you got here? Was it Limousin, is it?
Limousin.
Limousin.
Yeah, we got, there's quite a few purebred ones here.
Right.
Pedigrees, but it's mostly commercial and crossbred.
Yeah. Okay. So why that particular breed of cow though?
Well,
cattle,
it's a good...
Is it cow or cattle? How do they refer to them?
Well, we keep cows and breed calves to sell in sector sales up in Brecon and Sunny Bridge.
Right.
And Limousins are a good animal for finishing.
Right.
The butcher likes them. And we got crossbreeds, some British Blues mixture,
Right.
Gives a bit more shape to a cattle, there's a bit of blue in it,
So how do you learn that? So, where you get your information on to know to cross them?
Well, they say all our lives. Limousins have came into the country in the early 70s.
Right.
Same time, the Charlet came in first, early 70s to mid 70s. That's when they came in, the continental cattle, and we took it from there. At a bit of a later stage, we started keeping a few Limousins and crossing them with native breeds,
Okay, but because one of the things, like we're obviously stood on the gate here now, we're in the field, and when I was talking to Megan earlier, you were saying you have some cows and a bull and some cows and a bull. My perception has always been you have one bull and a lot of cows. So why so many bulls in your stock? Why do you do it that way?
Why do we keep a number of bulls?
Yeah, a number of bulls.
Well,
I was always under the impression you had one bull.
Well, we normally put a blue bull to the pure limb cows.
Right. To
produce these black calves, heifers, to keep back for bulling or sell. And we put the limb bulls in on those sort of heifers, the black crossbred heifers. Right. We put the limb bull on to produce settled calves.
So you're getting a mixture then?
Okay. We're getting a mixture.
All right. Well, that was interesting because the other thing that I found surprising. So, what's involved in keeping cattle, cows? What's actually involved? So, we were talking before. We were talking about the sheds, etc. So, what's the north? Take me from the summer. What would normally happen? They're out in the field.
They're out in the fields all the summer.
Yeah.
We sell our calves in October, sales in Sunny Bridge, and February sales in Brecon. That's mainly where we sell them. They're out in the fields until the autumn, until October time, the first sale, mid-October.
Right.
So they're still out in the fields then. We take the calves off the cows and they go directly to market. And those cows are shut in normally for a week for them to go quiet.
Right.
But very often, if it gets really wet weather towards the end of October, November, they won't go back out for the winter. the other cows that's still got their calves on, and we try and keep them out till the end of November, because the longer you can keep them out, it shortens the winter in the sheds with the bedding and the feed and what have you. But that's the aim. But we got to bring them in for the winter months, because they plough the land, they poach around for part.
Is that the main reason for doing it? Because they actually just
They will poach.
Yeah.
This farm is fairly dry. It dries out fairly quick, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it will get wet. It can be heavy when you have a lot of wet rain, and we couldn't keep them out.
They don't seem to like it out there anyway. It's wet in the weather.
But
so this year, this last couple of years now, obviously we haven't run the Gower Show because of COVID. How did COVID actually affect you as a business? What was the biggest issue you found as a business?
Well, it hasn't really affected. We've been more fortunate than a lot of people have been shut in their houses and can't go anywhere, because we carried on with the farm as we would normally.
Yeah.
The only thing is that when you go to market, there've been a few restrictions. You've got to abide by all the rules there, and a mask in the mart and what have you, and the drop. The drop and go, they don't want you around the ring. You drop your animals off and go.
Right.
But we've managed, because we don't go, we predominantly sell in two sales in the autumn, and the thing we managed to stay there and be with the cattle.
What about things like supplies and all the rest of it? Was that affected with it?
No, it didn't affect our supplies.
Not at all.
No. You're okay on that?
We don't get, we grow our own silage, and it's just, we get cake. We feed the cows, and when they come in the winter, they get a bit of cake.
Okay.
Market city.
I was talking to Megan before. When you've got people, generations coming through now in the farming community, it's all very well, she can come out and work with dad or granddad, and she comes out here and she learns all the different skills, etc. But how do you actually learn how to run a business in the farming community? Because obviously farming is a business. It's not just about looking after animals, it is a business.
It is a business, but it's a way of life, and sometimes you wonder, because the money side is not that, it's not that clever.
Oh, you're not rich then?
No. And you don't make any money really.
No.
So you wonder why we carry on, but you get into it, they follow you into it, and you just teach them what to do and learn it that way. Because now it's more, things are online now again. You register the calves online, everything's got to be done online now. It used to be, passports and come in, all that stuff came in the early 90s.
Right.
And when they came in, you used to apply by post for them and all the rest of it. But now it's done online. We do everything. My wife does that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I don't do it myself, to be honest with you.
Right.
She does it. But the next generation, how to do it will be...
So it's got a lot more technical now in that way.
Yeah. It's easy to do. It's I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier than all this sending off by post and what have you.
Okay. So when you mentioned that you like to get up to the Gower Show and you're seeing people and all that, what's your normal day at the Gower Show? When you go in there, what time do you get there and what are you normally doing?
You get to the Gower Show about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they judge a cattle then from about
10 o'clock.
That's right. 10 o'clock on. So when we got cattle there, our day is basically taking up around the cattle. You can't really leave them. You can't
do your socialising.
Well, people get about there, and a lot of people don't understand these cattle and cows, and they can be a bit funny. Like they're not used to a lot of people, and the kids go on and poke on and put their hand and things like that. So you can't really. You've got to be around there.
Protect them from themselves.
So we stay there then until when do you get out from it? Once we've done the presentation or whatever, we can take the cattle from there by about 4 o'clock.
Right. So it's a fair day then.
And then we normally perhaps we'll have a drink in a beer tent.
Yeah, don't we all?